Hey folks, welcome to episode 48 of the What the Futures podcast. I've got Nathan Kuhn, farmer from Reward, Saskatchewan, joining me in this episode. Nathan's coming to Drumheller. He's going to talk to us about his presentation. I've got some updates on the conference. There's like 30-ish tickets left as of recording. So if you want to come to Drumheller, you better get after it. We have enough applications in right now. If everybody bought, oh man, we'd be close to a sellout. But anyways, that's up to you. If you want to come, it's go time on your end. What else do we have here? Oh, marketing, super important. Eating your veggies this week. Lots to cover off in there. 2025 crop rankings. You got to update yours. It's time because you're making lots of decisions. All right, folks, let's get into the episode. Hey, folks, welcome to the What the Futures podcast, your quick guide to better farming decisions. All right, folks, welcome to episode 48 of the What the Futures podcast. Of course, recorded in the UPL studio. I am your host, Ryan Denis. Spent my career working with farms as a grain buyer, grain marketing advisor. I was an analyst for a little while as well. Basically carved out a nice little career in crop marketing in Western Canada. The What the Futures podcast is your weekly dose of clarity in the complex world of crop marketing. And we have a doozy of an episode. I've got Nathan Kuhn joining me today. Nathan farms in Reward, Saskatchewan. All right, just outside Unity. And he's going to present in Drumheller, all right, to the Crop Marketing Made Cool conference attendees. Nathan's going to join me to talk about all things farming, what type of year they had in 2024, what his crop marketing highlights were or are, and also what he's going to talk about here in December. Of course, it is fall time right now. Markets have been showing signs of life. But now this week, a couple pullbacks here happening, some warning shots in a few of these markets. Maybe it's fine, but maybe this is a little wake-up call for us on the sell side. All right, we're going to talk about that. What else do we have? Conference update. Oh, man, like 30 tickets left for the conference. That is it, okay? 30-ish tickets. I'll talk about that. And, of course, all things crop marketing. Hey, I also want to say here at the very beginning, update your cash flow planners, okay? You guys are making big deals all over the place right now. You're buying seed, you're committing to fertilizer, you're making your crop plan. You know, some of you scratched this out already like in June, July, but now you're making bigger decisions, okay? Get your cash flow planner up to date, 18 months out. Let's keep that thing moving and keep that cash flow planner going, okay? Crucial for you this winter at a bare minimum. All right. Yeah, that's it. Let's get into this. Let's have some fun with it. Nathan, it's the evening, well into the evening. So cheers to you, buddy. We finally got together here to get some recording going. For the listeners tuning in, Nathan had a big day today. And we've been trying to record since like 9 o'clock this morning. So, man, how'd your day go? What was the most exciting part of your day?
Oh, man, there's just there were so many things. Tractors that decided that they wanted to have electrical issues today. That was just the name of the game. Getting anything and everything working today seemed to be a struggle, and
yeah,
it was just one of those days on the farm where you had your day all laid out, and by 8:15, your plan went out the window. Just one of those days.
Yeah, I think you were herding sheep at one point as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I went out to rush to fix the tractor only to find that the sheep were out. So then I was herding sheep.
Yeah, good stuff. So that means Brian had a busy day too, because he does the electrical. So he must have had a busy day too.
Yeah, he's the real man that fixes stuff. I'm just the parts runner.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you. I'm not even a parts runner anymore. I can't even do that. So, yeah. All right, dude. So you're farming. You farm just outside of Reward, Saskatchewan, and Unity. bustling metropolis of Unity right around the corner there. How'd your guys' harvest go here? What was your, I don't know, any like aha moments during harvest? Anything that stands out for you?
Well, you know what? Harvest itself, it went pretty good. We knew we were in for some disappointment. We started out looking at the best crops that we'd seen probably ever. And then that hot, dry July hit, and we knew we were expecting some reduced yields. I think what we found the biggest aha moment for us was we brought on a third-party soil sampling outfit, an agronomy company called Western Ag, and they had done some yield forecasting and custom fertilizer mapping for us. And what we found was our yields were extremely consistent right across the board. I mean, if you pulled into one area in your first field, whatever your first field ran, they all ran that. And what we're getting back now for soil sampling results is we see that we have a lot more consistent fertility across the land. So I think the biggest aha and the biggest win for this harvest wasn't necessarily our yields, but what we did in the spring and what we're seeing for results now.
Fair enough. Cool. And so that was your first year with Western Ag or your second year?
So we did several years with Western Ag, and then we went away, and then we've been in the drought years for the last couple of years, and we said, we really need to get this, and I mean, the high price of fertility as well. We wanted to get it under control and make sure we were doing kind of our best job. And we've known Elliot Hildebrand for a long time, and he's been a longtime buddy of my dad's and myself. And so we said, it's time to bring in the big guns and figure out what we need. And
nice.
He did a darn good job.
Well, the way fertilizer prices are moving higher and grain prices are not, we all need to bring in the big guns for next year on the fertility side. Get it figured out. Cool. How about on the crop marketing side? Anything stand out on your sales or, pardon me, your crop marketing plan
almost
here?
Counter to the 23 crop year, the more you did early, the better off you were. I mean, we saw some beautiful contracts that we made, kind of in that February, March timeframe of last year, that those prices are they're long gone. You'd have sold the whole farm had you known what was going to happen. And then, of course, for anybody that's been following, we had a little bit of a ripple in our plans because we did have a local elevator shut its doors to production. So that threw a real wrench into cash flow, not so much the contracting side of things, but we definitely had to pivot on several fronts when your biggest buyer of your grain decides that they're not continuing to do business anymore.
And that was just, we are closing the doors. No one's hauling anything after X time on a certain day. Is that how that went down?
That is essentially it. We're no longer accepting deliveries. You got 5 days to sort everything out. And I do want to give props to them that it's not some horror story where they were stiffing farmers or anything. It all turned out, just fine. They did right by the farmers, but I mean, it still doesn't replace, those November, December contracts that you had allocated for, to pay these bills off that are coming in.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I know, I think I reported it a few weeks back there, and same thing. I was hearing that they were doing a pretty nice job of just keeping everybody informed and making sure that everyone knew what the plan was and was squared away as best possible. So that's good, for what it is. That's good. Okay, segment now. Let's do what's cool in crop marketing this week. And I guess the theme here, if I look at futures values, for example, you've got Minneapolis wheat is pulled back 25 cents as of recording from the high. Kansas wheat down about 30 cents. Oats are down 10 cents. Soybeans, that sell-off started a few weeks ago. We've got corn, down from 430 to 404 as of recording. All the markets taking a little bit of a regression here, a little bit of a pullback. And, I look at these markets and I think, Could we be in for a little bit more downside in the short term? I think so. I think that can continue here. Normally, the market gives us a few selling opportunities here. In October, November, December, there's usually a couple. And to me, it just seems like we've passed that one, and we're going to have to see how we get to that next one. Okay. Of course, we have India and Canada. We have diplomatic tension. What could this mean for yellow peas, red lentils? I think for farmers across the prairies, you saw yellow peas and red lentils both gain here after harvest. And of course, I'll get Chuck on here in the next couple of weeks to help us out. But I'm a seller on these. I believe for myself, I'd be quite aggressive on the yellow peas specifically to get those sold. And red lentils, I know they're trading like 33 cents ish, 33 and a half. As high, they were as high as 35. If you didn't sell them at 35, I'd still be looking at making a sale here at current values. I don't know what we'll see for trade tension or trade issues. But it's not bullish. I know on the lentils, Australia's production's pulled back here a little bit. So, that's a positive. But on yellow peas, I don't like the setup into China right now. And I know that December 31st is coming, and then tariffs likely back on. Okay. Soybean market, it's pulled back. Obviously you guys know this already, but rains, in Brazil back to not normal, but getting there, and a lot more rain events coming in the forecast. So that's leading to soybeans pulling back, and then good harvest weather. They're clipping in the US right now. They're just cruising, and that's putting a little bit of pressure as well, which thankful for me. I have some soybean puts I need to get out of yet. So I don't know if this is confession hour on the podcast, but I was asleep in August with my soybean puts thinking, if we're already this low in August, just wait till October. Obviously a big rally after that. And now I'm back into profitable levels here on my soybean puts, and looking to exit those things at some point. What else is cool in crop marketing? Feed barley values staying pretty strong across the prairies. Lots of line companies looking for heavy feed barley. I'm not seeing a bunch different on the malt right now. That's fairly quiet. Oats maybe pulling back just a little bit. Alberta specifically, we saw them rise. Now they've pulled back 10, 20 cents from some buyers. What else do we have? Flax, pretty stable. Maple peas, green peas are pretty stable as well. Wheat markets, again, futures pulling back, basis hanging in there. I still think, I said it last week, but having a target in, trying to capture a little bit of a futures rally, as well as the better basis that isn't always posted. I still like getting some wheat sales on, even though the wheat chart doesn't look terrible quite yet. I still like getting some wheat sales on here as well. What else do we have? I think maybe that's the bulk of it. So I'll leave it at that for now. And hopefully I have something, a bunch more to talk about for next week. Once again, I want to give a shout out to show sponsor John Deere. Again, you guys are inspiring me here with all the 2025 planning that you're doing on the farm. Chatting with a grower the other day, booking canola seed, buying fertilizer, making equipment deals. If you haven't already, check out harvestprofit.com. That is where you can do farm financial planning. And as they say, it's cost and profit tracking software for farmers who care. Harvest Profit, owned by John Deere. Again, fantastic tool to use on your farm when it comes to financial planning for 2025 and beyond. You guys are getting after it right now, making lots of different deals out there. No better time than now to know your numbers. All right, our next segment here, Positive Moments, my favorite segment of the week, because I get to talk about my family and the kids. I forgot to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving on last week's episode. I apologize for that. So happy belated Thanksgiving. We had a fantastic Thanksgiving. We had the family over, our we call it the Alberta family, the Saskatchewan family, but the Alberta family was over, and had some turkey, and my wife's a great cook. So Thanksgiving's phenomenal. Every time we have a special occasion, it's just top notch in our house. But we had my wife and I went on a date. Our babysitter's a university student. She's going into she's in college to be a vet, and been a little while since we had a date. And so we went out on Saturday. We went and bought new furniture for the living room, couches and chairs. Holy smokes. Has that stuff ever gone up? I have not bought a couch in a bit, apparently. And now it's inspiring. I'm sure this has been on my wife's mind for a long time. A house reno. She's talking kitchen reno. I don't know why I just put this in positive moments. Shoot. Anyway, we had a nice date anyway. House reno. Not going to be very fun. But anyways, there we go. Positive moment. Second one, I picked up, the John Deere, the little Peg Perego, the little gators. So I snagged one here on Marketplace for $200. This thing is mint condition. All right. I've searched all the time. This thing pops up. A person that lives like 3 miles away from me throws it on Marketplace. They said, Ryan, sorry, someone has already put their name in. If they don't show up by noon tomorrow, it's yours. Got the call 12:05. Boom. Drove over there, picked it up for the kids. We have a week of good weather yet, so they're going to cruise around in it. And then the podcast studio around me will become the racetrack for the winter. So looking forward to that. I'm still searching. If you have the tractor, the battery-powered tractor with the trailer, hit me up. All right. Ryan at whatthefuturespodcast.ca. That's my email. Hit me up. I'm in the market for one of those for Christmas. Finley's just loving everything farming and tractors. Looking for that. All right. And last one for positive moments, canola seed. I thought I might get in a little bit of lukewarm water last week. And I'm the idiot that says, hey, the early bird doesn't get the worm on canola seed. And then I get messages like, it's the deadline for whatever seed today. And it's the deadline next week for this one. I'm like, all right. Still, though, I still stand by it. The early bird on canola seed does not get the worm on that one. It's always the highest price. Then it works itself lower. Okay. But I got messages of savings. That's why it's a positive moment. Farmers saved money. I got $20 a bag savings, $33 a bag savings, $40 a bag savings. You guys, you farmers are great negotiators. Some great negotiation happened earlier this week. I even had a rep text in, a canola seed rep, and say, hey, good on you. That was a good part of the episode. And yeah, so I thought that was kind of fun as well. Okay, cool, man. Well, you're coming down to Drumheller. You put your hand up and said, Ryan, I'm going to come. If you need someone to do some talks here, I'm going to come to the conference, and I'm going to hang out at the Crop Marketing Made Cool conference. I'm going to share some insight. I've been asking, the second conference speaker that's been on the show here. I had Trent on last week. I asked him what his walk-up song is going to be for the conference. Nathan, do you have a walk-up song? Something we would play to get the crowd pumped up for your presentation.
Well, right away, I wanted to say Highway to Hell, but I mean, I think we could maybe make it a little more positive than that.
Oh, all right. See how this is going to go. Yeah.
What does Homer Simpson walk into on that episode where he's boxing? Why can't we be friends? We could walk into that.
Is that what it is?
I think it is.
I was looking up like boxing intros, and yeah, there's a couple good ones for sure from the boxers. So yeah.
And I mean, yeah, you can't beat walking into Metallica. I mean,
the Oilers, when you go to an Oilers game, they play Enter Sandman. It's a similar effect, I would think, Nathan, for your presentation. So, do you have a title, a working title, or do you have a bit of a glimpse on what you're going to cover down in Drumheller?
Well, I mean, I think I kind of settled on the making sense of it all, because I think as a farmer and as a producer, especially in my initial stages of, really getting into grain marketing and learning stuff, was you talk to these super smart people, such as yourself and Trent Clarenbach, and you're identifying trends, and, you get to know what a call is, and you're like, oh man. And then you get home and you're like, but how do I make any money doing this? How do these actually work? So, when the opportunity came up, I kind of thought about it and I was like, well, I do have some success stories. And more importantly, I've got a few failures. And I thought, well, maybe I can add just a farmer's glimpse and a couple of real life examples of how this does work and how you can execute it on your own farm. And it's not nearly as complicated as it has to be.
Sure. Yeah. And, when you put your hand up, I was pretty excited because, for learning from our peers is super important and almost, not that you get comfortable right away, but you put your guard down a little bit when it's someone out there that's doing the same thing you're doing each and every day, each and every year, put your guard down right away and just kind of embrace and accept what's coming at you for some messaging. So I was pretty excited when you put your hand up, and I've been on the sidelines at times, helping or watching you with your crop marketing decisions, and I've seen some of those successes that have been super exciting, and some of those learning opportunities have been there with you as well. I believe we shared a few learning opportunities together. So yeah,
I'll definitely make sure to highlight all my learning opportunities I've had throughout the years.
Those are the important ones for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So no, that's going to be great. And, look forward to having you down in Drumheller there. Actually, we have a nice little crew coming from your area. So, you guys are going to be well represented, down in Drumheller.
I think that was probably the scariest part about this was, you kind of envision doing this in front of, a group of like-minded strangers, not your neighbors, but it'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they'll be out of the room though. You'll be totally fine. There'll be a small table of the Unity folks there, but we'll make sure they don't beat you up too bad. So you'll be good.
Well, and we have to consider that there's multiple speaks, like there's multiple breakout sessions. So, I mean, maybe they're not even going to come to mine. Yeah.
And if they do, you just picture them naked. That's what they tell you on stage. Picture everybody naked and away you go. So, if they know you're doing that, they're definitely not going to come in to your session.
They're definitely not coming.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to ask you, this is a little bit off the cuff here for me, but, I'm going to open up the Lunchbox crew here on October 25th for a week. And earlier in the episode, I talked to, or mentioned that I was going to do that. But you are in the crew, and I was wondering if you could give some of the positive, we call it the good, the bad, the ugly of the Lunchbox crew. How's your experience been kind of so far? Does anything stand out in that experience?
Oh, for sure. I've been part of several different, I guess, we'll call this crop marketing advisors and this and that. And I think probably my favorite part about the Lunchbox crew is the quick audio messages. There's nothing about it that is time intensive. I don't need to sit down and read a 45-minute report on a Saturday. It's quick. It's to the point. And I like that it's inconsistent information. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is I know when something comes from the Lunchbox crew, it's something important. It's not just a time filler because you want to send out something for 10 minutes in the morning. It's important. Yep. And I listen to it. And I mean, the platforms that are being used to make it's so accessible. It's, if you have a phone in your pocket, if you just want to listen, you listen. If you want to watch a video, you watch a video. It's simple, quick, very real knowledge.
Awesome. And if you could give me like one thing to improve on, is there anything top of mind where you say, Ryan, this would be cool if you did X, Y, Z or something like that? You know what?
Us farmers are typically a stubborn group. And sometimes the initial, hey, you should be making a 10% wheat sale. You think we're listening and we heard you, but you might have to say that a day or two in a row just to really drive home because, sometimes we don't necessarily take action.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I appreciate that. I'm going to make a note of that one for sure. And, what someone tells me this all the time. I can't remember who it is, but you have to tell people the same message 7 different ways or something like that before it sinks in. I don't think I have to do 7, but yeah, maybe 3 or 4 will get the message through.
Might need a couple.
Yeah. What else do I got for you? That's about it on my list here. Things. Anything else stand out for you? Anything else you wanted to learn about Drumheller, or anything else on your mind you want to chat about?
No, I'm really excited for it. I mean, I feel like this season's kind of been a marathon for us, and you kind of got a perfect timing, and it's going to be just a great break. And seeing the speakers that are in there, I mean, obviously I feel a little bit, starstruck by the lineup you got going on, but I'll do my best to throw something good together. But I mean, I don't know how this won't be a great time. And I mean, I'm warning you right now, you better find a bigger venue for next year, because this thing is hot.
Oh man, I went to Yvonne and I said, hey, I know you're planning Drumheller, but I also need you to plan next year's as well. And I apologize to her for that. But the venue we're looking at for next year, the numbers are, it'd be about maybe a little bit more, but not much. So we'll have to see here what we can pull off. But I think Drumheller is excited to have us come out as well. And I've identified all the pubs where we can hang out after. I've identified the after party. I know where all the good food is as well. And hey, we have a great water slide in the hotel. So I know you talked about maybe bringing the kids. I think they'll have a good time at the pool as well.
Huge win, yeah.
All right, dude. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. And hey, I'll see you in Drumheller.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for the patience in making her happen.
All right, folks, for housekeeping this week, a couple things on the go here. Let's talk about the conference, real quick. What do I have new for the conference? Well, we talked about the pre and post conference Zoom call that we're going to have. We're going to record it as well and send it out to attendees. So what this means is that a couple weeks prior, I think we actually did set the date, but a couple weeks prior, we're going to have a call just to get set up. Maybe have a baseline, education session in there, and just kind of set up what to expect at the Crop Marketing Made Cool conference. That way everyone gets going. You can kind of settle in a little bit quicker, and we have a lot of work ahead of us. So that's why we want to do this little Zoom call before. And then we're going to follow up with everybody as well. Okay. So, maybe it'll be in the new year. We'll ring in 2025. Then we'll do another Zoom call just to check in, 30 days later or 40 days later. How is everybody doing with their crop marketing plans? What have we learned? Is there anything that we need to follow up on? And just, have that conversation again moving forward. So it looks like if I want to look at tickets here, man, I'd say I'm probably maybe a bit generous at 30 tickets left. Again, they're $899. You save 25% when you buy that second or third ticket. Those are 25% off. And the price does climb on October 31st, I believe, to $999. So $1,000 from October to November 15th. And then that's it. We cut it off after that because we have to get numbers to caterers and all that good stuff. So we have less than a month before we cut off ticket sales here for the conference. I'm also working on the booklet. Everyone's going to get a crop marketing booklet. This is, even though I prefer to, have this online and a platform, it's going to be a paper copy of your crop marketing plan. And it's something that I hope you can reference in future years as well. That is the goal here of this conference. And, so I'm sinking all my time and energy into that, right now. Last thing about the conference, I just, let's look here at, I wanted to check out a couple more forms that came in. So the smallest farm that we have, that submitted a form is 100 acres. And I don't know what the largest farm is, but 20 some thousand acres. Okay. I'll say it is around there. We didn't really ask for acres, but people are telling us about their farms, which is just great to see and learn, about the experiences and what people are looking for. Okay. And we have farms that have inquired from Quebec, all the way across to Alberta, Obviously, a bunch in Saskatchewan, a bunch in Manitoba as well. But really cool to see someone reaching out from the east. All right, so couple applications. Again, these are anonymous, but these are what people have to fill out the application when they apply for the conference. So, briefly describe your farm. So 13,000 acre farm, wheat, canola, red lentils, and some durum. What challenges are you currently facing in crop marketing? I have a brokerage account I use for hedging, but the biggest challenge I have is utilizing it with cash sales to maximize returns. What are you hoping to achieve by attending this event? Always enjoy hearing different perspectives and ideas, strategies around grain marketing. Developing a written plan can be evaluated and adjusted through the marketing year, which would be great as well. Awesome application. All right. Super cool. Another one here, they said, a couple thousand acre farm, wheat, barley, canola. And they said that they wanted to learn more about futures broker and option strategies. And they wanted to get away from using some of the options available to them at Cargill. And, this is, their words. I don't know what the story is behind that, but, what I will say from personal experience is that, a broker is someone that you can get in touch with immediately. I'm recording this in the evening. I could text my broker, say, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Good chance they'd respond at a reasonable hour. When you go through a line company, many layers of communication to get something done doesn't always turn out that well. And so that's a great one as well, right? We're going to have futures brokers to help us and cover that. What else here? Let's do one more. All right. So again, farm from Southeast Saskatchewan, canola, barley, durum, peas, lentils. Challenges: making timely and informed decisions, decisive decisions. I like that. I like how you put that in there. Better understand marketing to make better selling decisions, folks. That's why people are coming to the conference. Every application has what people want to work on, what challenges they're facing, and what do they want to take away from this conference. Super exciting. And again, we are approaching it closer and closer each and every day. All right. What else do I have for housekeeping? Lunchbox crew. I'm going to open it up to new members here for 1 week, starting on October 25th. So how we do this. So the Lunchbox crew is my take on crop marketing and crop marketing advice. So what we do is we open it up for a week at a time. We did an intake in June, and then we had current members invite their friends in August before harvest got going. And then now we're opening it up again to folks across the prairies. You can head over to ryandenis.ca, click on consulting. The Lunchbox crew is next, right under podcast, and you can scroll and see what we're talking about with the Lunchbox crew. You can also join the VIP wait list, and when we open that up on the 25th, you'll get an alert. Again, we're closing it up November 1st. It's the way we do this. We want everyone starting at roughly the same point. And I'm also, making tweaks as well. I'm not satisfied with where we're at with the Lunchbox crew on my end, on the deliverables. So we're making improvements. We're learning, always making tweaks and looking to make it better and better. Again, that's $395 a month or $39.95 for the year. And hey, Lunchbox crew members do save 25% on their conference ticket. Again, you want more details, email me at ryan@denisfarming.com. And hey, I have references, just like Nathan in the episode. I do have references for the Lunchbox crew. Last thing, song of the week. I know some of you are out there still harvesting. I shouldn't say still. You're harvesting. You're doing a bang up job. Stay safe out there. I know the days are getting longer and longer here with fatigue. But my song of the week, you just have to go to YouTube Music, hashtag or What the Futures, hashtag Harvest24. It's Buy Dirt by Jordan Davis in, I was going to say honor, but we saw in Beaver County, so just to the east of me, some record land values trade this week. $1 million for a quarter of land in Beaver County which is from like Tofield, Alberta, out to, I think, Irma. Maybe there's been $1 million quarter out in Irma before, or Viking. I can't quite say, but $1 million new record in that county, according to me, anyway, with no knowledge of what's actually traded there. But I was paying attention to that one, and it went for quite a bit more than I expected. So exciting for the seller, I would say, on that one. But hey, we hear in the US about farm recession, and we know that, we need to have sharp pencils here in 2025. So just, keep your pencils sharp, folks. That's, Buy Dirt by Jordan Davis. All right. That's it for housekeeping. All right. So the other thing I need you guys to do here is I need you to go, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you're following us via podcasts, go and give us some ratings. Hit that subscribe button over there as well. I post weekly updates. You can subscribe to the email over at ryandenis.ca. Click on What the Futures Podcast over there. And I appreciate all the shares, telling your farming friends and neighbors. That's excellent. I appreciate everything you guys do for me on sharing the What the Futures Podcast to others across the Prairie provinces. All right. Eating your veggies. Brought to you by the Lunchbox crew. Intake is from October 25th to November 1st. Then we're going to close it off once again. All right. We're going to close it. Opened it in June. Opened it at the end of October. Then we'll close it off there once again. Check it out, ryandenis.ca. Click on consulting. You'll find the Lunchbox crew details over there. 3 things this week. Number 1, talked about it at the top of the episode. Warning shot has been fired. In my opinion, okay, canola, wheat futures pulling back here. I'm not saying this is the end of the world type marketing where the market's not going to recover to these levels, but it's just a reminder that marketing needs to be, in my opinion, front and center right now. Okay. We need to take advantage of this harvest rally. You think about not even just wheat and canola. And it's not like it's been super exciting the last couple of weeks when it comes to these higher prices. But canola traded at $5.60. Okay. So we're up, I think it's $6.15 as of recording off the November. We have been to some darker places. Okay. This is a little bit of a warning shot here that you need to put marketing front and center, take advantage of the harvest rally. And there's probably going to be a couple little selling opportunities between now and Christmas, but this is one of them. Okay. Even look at what yellow peas have done lately. Red lentils. Red lentil market pulling back here with potential trade tension. I shouldn't say there is tension between Canada and India, so it's not potential tension there, but potential to impact our ability to export pulses to India. That's what's on the table here. That potential disruption. But you gotta, crop marketing needs to be front and center for you right now. I know you're busy, but it's gotta be front and center. Number 2, update your cash flow planner. Again, we talked about this already in the episode, but you are starting to commit to some large expenses. So just plug those numbers in. When you get your cash flow planner started, to keep it updated, it isn't actually all that bad. Okay. Now is a time where you should be updating your cash flow planner. If you haven't created one already, great week to do it. All right. The weather gets cold over the next week here. I even have snow in my forecast outside of Edmonton, right? Good time to update a cash flow planner. And then 2025 crop rankings. My number 3 thing for this week is to just update those crop rankings, because there's a lot of moving parts here right now when it comes to research on your crop mix, your rotation for 2025. Now that the crop is in the bin, for most, not all, those of you out there, trucking along, keep at it. You're doing a great job. Stay safe out there. But you're analyzing the year. You're starting to make more decisions here. Updating your little crop ranking, your little power ranking for crops is it's a great time to update that right now and look at those bids for next fall and just see how numbers pencil out. All right. Chuck Penner's got his numbers out already for next year. You can start taking some of that data and just looking at what's going to pay the bills in 2025. Because it's not going to be, you guys know this, it's going to be a challenge. Okay. it's not going to be the easiest year the way things are setting up from a crop price perspective. All right, that's it for eating your veggies for this week. All right, if you found this episode useful, please share it with a friend, neighbor, colleague in your local ag community. Spread the word, my friends. And thanks for hanging in there once again for me for another week. Episode 48. I feel like we've come a long way, and I hope you feel the same. I need to let you know prices and strategies may change by the time we send this out. We record most of this on a Wednesday, and of course, we send it to you Thursday night, Friday morning, sometime in there. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, email Ryan or head to the website, ryandenis.ca. If you'd like to connect, sponsor, etc., that's the spot you go. Have a great weekend, folks. Is there going to be snow on the ground the next time I record? Nah, I don't think so. Let's hope for a little more warm temperatures here for this fall.